What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about why I choose to pay myself in silver and also gold. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos, subscribe to my second channel for weekly videos, get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel, come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club for giveaways, live streams, deal alerts, and a whole lot more. And of course, last but not least, go and get your 2 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. Everything is linked in the description. So today is Saturday, I believe February 12th, 2022. Believe it or not, I'm filming the video on Monday, February 7th, multiple days in advance, which means I have no idea what the spot price is going to be by the time the video drops. So head on down to the comments and let me know the date and time you're viewing the video and what the current spot price is for you. I'm always curious. So today, I wanted to talk about paying yourself in silver and gold, and why I choose to pay myself in silver and gold. So what we have here on screen, it's not really anything overly exciting, although it's silver, so it's definitely exciting, but it's just a simple tube of American Silver Eagles. The reason I went with a tube of American Silver Eagles because each tube holds 20 troy ounces of silver. Now, before I really get into the topic, I just wanted to quickly say that I think at this point, or at this stage in the game, we probably all understand the importance of not measuring your wealth in dollars, but rather in troy ounces, especially if we're talking about a pile or even a mountain of silver and or gold. So again, back to this right here, 20 troy ounces of silver. That's what I refer to this as. The current spot price as I'm filming the video is probably about $22, $23 an ounce, premium excluded. So I could very easily say that this is like $450 worth of silver. I could word it that way if I wanted to, but guess what? By the time the video comes out on Saturday, $450 worth of silver could be closer to $475 or $425 worth of silver. That number constantly fluctuates, and the reason for that is because currency is inconsistent. Currency is, at least in my opinion, unstable, and currency is something that I'm personally not interested in. The only currency I want is enough to survive. Everything that I have left over after I'm done taking care of the financial responsibilities, I take that leftover amount of currency. By the way, for the record, it's not much. I'm not going to sit here and say that I have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars extra every month. I wish I'd be able to get even more silver at that point. But unfortunately, just got a little bit left over. I'm just a regular person. Not an upper class guy, not a millionaire, anything like that. Maybe one day, but it is what it is right now. So what I like to do when I'm done taking care of the financial responsibilities that I have to take care of, making sure that I keep a roof over my head and making sure that I keep food in the fridge and all the bills are paid and I gassed up the car and everything that I had to do. What I like to do with the remaining currency is actually a couple of different things, but one of the things that I like to do is I like to put a portion of it into silver. I like to pick up some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful silver. I haven't picked up gold in a while. I think it's been a month or two. I'm saving up for a slightly larger piece of gold, but I'm going to keep stacking the silver while I'm saving up. I'm in no rush to get that larger piece of gold, by the way, so I'm taking my sweet time, and in the meantime, I'll just keep stacking silver while I save up a little bit of currency for a larger piece of gold. But I don't go with these Silver Eagles anymore. Nowadays, I go for Washington quarters, that 90% silver. So what I like to do is take some currency and convert it into something that has a little bit more power, or actually a whole lot more power. Something of actual substance, something of actual value, which is why for the last 4 years and 2 months, give or take, I have been converting my dollars into silver, just a little bit at a time. And guess what? Stacking a little bit at a time. I understand that a lot of the people who watch my videos, they got started stacking maybe 1, possibly 2 years ago, maybe somewhere in between. Maybe you're even newer than that, or maybe you've been stacking for longer. Maybe you've been stacking for longer than I've been stacking for. But I happen to know that there are a lot of viewers of my channel who got started stacking relatively recently. Now I'm a little over 4 years deep, and I still consider myself to be a rookie. I got a long way to go. But I will say this. I'll say this to the people who haven't been stacking for very long. It might be discouraging only being able to pick up a little bit of silver now and then, whether it be every week or every month, or who knows, maybe once every 2 or 3 months, whatever you're able to do, whatever you're capable of. I understand wholeheartedly how discouraging it may seem to only be able to get a little bit of silver at a time, or not as much as you want to get, or as often as you'd like to get it. I understand, but take it from someone who's been doing it for a little over 4 years at this point. Slow and steady absolutely wins the race. I have not been able to acquire massive amounts of silver all in one shot at all since the very beginning. I can pick up a couple ounces of silver every here and there. Ideally, I would like to go to the coin shop every week. I'm a little bit too busy for that, so I try to make sure that I go at least once or preferably twice a month to pick up as much 90% as I can. But even a couple years ago when spot price was cheaper, I wasn't picking up crazy amounts of silver at a time. 5, 10, 15, 20 troy ounces of silver at a time. That's not large quantities of silver. So I understand that it might appear, it might be perceived as not very much, but take it from the guy who's been doing it a little tiny bit at a time, brick by brick by brick, troy ounce by troy ounce by troy ounce, for a little over 4 years. It adds up very, very quickly. Time goes by so unbelievably fast. And before you know it, a pile of silver will eventually turn into a mountain of silver, as long as you stay consistent and as long as that's something that you want to do. So moving into some more of my reasons why I like to convert my dollars into silver and pay myself that way. It's because of something that I just referenced. Time going by very, very quickly. The way I see it is that if I convert my dollar bills into assets, something of actual substance or something of actual value, such as the silver or potentially the gold, which have intrinsic value, or I can invest it somewhere where I'd be getting fundamental value, or I could be getting other types of value in other types of way. It really depends on the asset. But unfortunately, currency is going to do nothing but depreciate. That's just the way it is. There's no way for the dollar bill to become worth more than a dollar bill. It's just kind of a sinking ship, in my opinion at least. So I kind of view it as a way of almost buying back my time. Maybe not exactly, but I think that this is the closest I can ever possibly get to buying back my time by converting my dollar bills, my debt notes, these piece of paper currency, debt note, glorified IOU dollar bills, backed by debt. I can get paid in these and take what's left over and trade it so that I can pay myself in these. I think that's a really cool concept. And like I said before, we understand the importance of not measuring our wealth in dollars, but rather troy ounces. So with this right here, I wouldn't say I'm going to go and get myself $20 worth of silver. That's not how I would word it because the currency fluctuates. And by the way, it doesn't just go for stacking. I happen to know that there are a lot of people in this silver and gold stacking community that see it the same way that I see it. But I also happen to know that there are a lot of people in the silver and gold stacking community that don't really align with the investing community, which I understand, but there is one similarity. They go about it in a very similar way. The way that they invest they word it and their terminology is very similar to what we have going on over here. For example, you think there's anybody who's walking around today talking about how they just bought $171.13 worth of Apple stock? Probably not. Those people are probably saying that they bought one share of Apple. They measure their wealth, their position, their investment in shares. They don't measure it in dollar bills. Of course, they see that number going up and down all the time, but point being is they view it the same way, which tells me something. It tells me that this is probably the way to go. And it wasn't always like that for me. I used to say that I'm going to put $50 or $100 into silver, or that I just went and bought $50 or $100 worth of silver. That's how I used to word it. I didn't understand that that's not really what I was doing. I was just making a mere conversion. I wasn't really buying anything technically. It's not really a purchase if you think about it. It's kind of considered to be a purchase, but I definitely don't see it as a purchase. If anything, it's a payment to myself. Hence the title, thumbnail, and overall theme of this video, why I pay myself in silver. It's for a couple of different reasons, as I've listed throughout the course of the video. Plus, at the end of the day, this sounds a whole lot better than But truth be told, I pay myself in silver for the reasons I've listed already, but also because the way I see it, at least silver stands a chance. The dollar bill doesn't stand a chance. There's nothing you can really do to prop up the dollar bill more than it's already propped up. I happen to feel as though the dollar bill is kind of standing on its last leg, and in no way, shape, or form am I going to sit here and predict a collapse of the US dollar. That's not what I'm going to say. That's not even what I think. I think the dollar bill is going to slowly but surely be dwindled away. Now, when it comes to the silver, or when it comes to the gold, at least it stands a chance. Now, some people could argue that spot price goes up, sometimes it goes down. My argument to that has always been, that's just the dollar bill currency value attached to it. That's just the price tag. I'm not looking to put my dollar bills into silver just to take dollar bills out of silver. So it doesn't really matter to me what spot price is doing. It doesn't really matter to me what the currency, fiat, glorified IOU, debt note, dollar bill price tag says. That's not what I'm in it for. I don't care how many dollars my silver's worth. I just care about the silver. I care about its intrinsic value. I care about the physical, tangible asset that I have in front of me, something that I could see with my own eyes, hold in my own hand. And by the way, pretty sure everybody watching this video understands because they have silver. But just in case there's anybody watching this right now who just hasn't gotten started stacking just yet, go and get yourself a silver coin. I'm not going to tell you to start stacking. That's not right for me to do. I can't give financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. But I would recommend going and getting a coin. Just hold it in your hand. You don't even have to trade your dollars for it if you don't want to. Just go to a coin shop and ask to hold one. And for the first time in your life, and I can say this because it happened to me in December of 2017. For the first time in my life, I held a silver coin, or actually it was a round, but I held a troy ounce of silver in my hand for the first time ever. And that was the first time in my life that I understood what it was like to be holding real money. I thought I knew what money was. Turns out it was just play money, fake money, Federal Reserve money, government money, fiat. It's not real. It's not backed by anything. Not anymore. You can rip it in half. You could set it on fire. I wouldn't recommend doing either of those things, but It's this flimsy, fragile little piece of paper with no value. The only value that a piece of paper has is that it's something that you can write on or draw on. But that kind of goes away when it's already, written and drawn on all over the place. You can't write on a dollar bill anymore. It has words and numbers and images all over it. So what good is it as a piece of paper? Meanwhile, the silver and the gold, I know that there is a global silver demand. I know how important silver is in all of these different industries, whether it be the jewelry industry or whether it's to make silverware or whether it's to be used in solar panels or whether it's for heating or electric or really anything. I know that silver has over 10,000 different jobs, and I know how important of a metal silver is for the entire planet. It's not just me and what's going on in my life. Planet Earth needs silver. So it has that going for it. I believe it has a lot going for it. And I believe, at the very least, silver stands a chance. Now, there are some people out there who like to claim or like to say that they're going to get rich off silver. I don't really expect to. That's not really the plan. That's not why I'm stacking the silver. But it's possible. And you're not going to get rich by hanging on to all of your dollar bills, especially not in a savings account. What are those interest rates nowadays? 0.001% or something like that? Meanwhile, inflation is 7%. Savings accounts are getting brutalized, which is why I pay myself in silver. I don't want the dollar bills. I don't want something that's being destroyed. I don't want something that's taking punishment. I don't want something that at some point in the future is no longer going to be in existence. The dollar bill is only going to be used for so much longer. I'd like to believe that it'll continue to be used throughout the course of my lifetime. I've been saying that for a couple of years. I don't think it's going to go away during my lifetime, but it could. But regardless, whether if it's, before or after my time here is up, I know for an absolute fact that at one point in the future, this is just going to be something that's talked about in like history books. How we were using paper US dollars for X amount of years. Silver and gold, it will always be in existence. Silver and gold will always be real. And the reason I can say that about the silver and the gold and not the dollar bill is because the dollar bill isn't real. It's backed by nothing. It's not really anything. It's a glorified IOU note. An IOU silver or gold note. That's what it is. Anyway, I know that I probably dogged on the dollar bill more than I needed to in this video. I won't do that for the remainder of the video. I wanted to focus on the silver and gold today, mainly the silver. I pay myself in silver for a variety of different reasons, and I know that a lot of people watching this video right now, they probably do the same thing, whether they word it the way that I word it or whether they've ever looked at it from this angle before. At the end of the day, you got to understand that's probably what you're doing. Every time you hit the local coin shop, or every time you place an order online to one of the online precious metal dealing sites, you're probably paying yourself in silver. And in a weird way, at least from my viewpoint, it's the closest thing that I have to buying back some of my time. Time is fleeting. Time is running out. I don't mean to sound pessimistic, but it's the truth. Each and every one of us, we only have so much time here. And the way I see it is that time is actually our most valuable asset. Much more valuable than all the silver and all the gold in the world. I would say time is absolutely everything. And the reason for that is because it's the only thing that we have that we can't get back. I've been saying this since probably 2013. You can find a $5 bill on the ground, but you'll never find 5 minutes. You can buy yourself a watch, but you can't buy back your time. And I believe that. But I also believe that the silver and the gold, along with other types of assets and investments, could in a weird way be the closest thing that we have to buying back some of our time. That's just the way I see it. That's just the way I do things. That's the way I've been doing things for a couple of years now. But I'm curious, everybody watching this right now, if you can head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Do you view it the way I view it? If you're stacking silver, if you're stacking gold, are you paying yourself in silver and paying yourself in gold? Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Subscribe to my second channel for weekly videos. Go and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. We got t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs in a bunch of different designs. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. Come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club, which is where I do giveaways every single month, live streams multiple times a week, deal alerts every single day. You can watch all of my videos early and commercial free. You can watch Sunday's video right now if you want to, and I just posted a brand new vlog earlier this morning. Precious Metals VIP Club link will be in the description. And of course, last but not least, make sure to go and get your 2 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. All you got to do is that right there, and they'll give you 2 free stocks just for doing so. Webull link in the description. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know once again, what are your thoughts on everything shared in today's video? Are you paying yourself in silver/gold? Do you view it the same way I view it, where stacking along with some investments, potentially the closest thing that we have to buying back our time, and of course, having far more faith in the precious metals and potentially some other types of assets over currency, for example, because at the very least, what we have going on over here at least stands a chance. Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.